Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or whatever it is in your part of the world. This is the monthly card collab hosted by Metal Scrappin Chick, who is Kim, and Crafty Crabb, who is Katie. And I will have them and all the other participants linked down below, so please be sure to check them out. So this month our theme, we have a theme every month, and this month it was animals. So I did 3 cards. One of them I'm going to show you first. Actually just came about the other day. My daughter's father's and stepmother's dog has to be put down. It's riddled with cancer, and that's happening on Monday. So unfortunately I had to make sort of a sympathy kind of card. Let me just bring it out and show you. This is the card, and their dog is a blonde dog. I couldn't get the color just right, but it's a light tan. And this is using this is all Stampin' Up again, the Happy Tails. I'm trying to see if you can see that. The glare is bad for me. Let me put that down a little bit. Maybe, well, there, maybe that's better. I don't know. Now it's probably too dark. Anyway, here's the dog, and this is retiring, but the punch that goes along with it, the dog builder punch, is staying in the new annual catalog. So that's what I did this with, and I used crumb cake, and then I colored with blends crumb cake light and dark. This is Bermuda Bay, and these are the new Tasteful Labels dies that will be available June 3rd, and it's the 2 circles in it, so you can see the size. And compared to, someone had asked about the Starburst punch, they're much smaller than the Starburst punch, just so you can see. Anyway, I keep it Starburst punch. Starburst punch is retiring. That's why the question was asked. And then I also used the layering squares. Oh gosh, layering squares. Mine are old, so I don't know if that number's right anymore, but if you just look up layering squares dies, they should come up. And then I used the snow front just a little bit down here on the bottom. I just used this right here to put some dirt. I had never used any of it, so I used that. And for this card and the next card, I'm using the DSP, the neutrals that are in the current catalog, and I used Early Espresso. I did bring in new ribbon out of the Flowers for Every Season combo pack, the white ribbon, so you can see it's a real thin sheer ribbon, and I just sort of put it across the bottom there to give it a little added something. The paw prints are in the stamp set. The little bone I stamped in Smoky Slate, and then I just colored it with my Wink of Stella brush. And then this little collar is in there too, and then the hearts I stamped in Blushing Bride, and I colored them in, well, they're still drying, I think, but this is carrying over also the shimmery crystal effects. And I store it upside down, and it has been coming out better now. I had trouble squeezing there for a while, but I put some of that shimmer on the hearts and just Wink of Stella on the bone. So that's the front, and then the inside I stamped a best friend leaves a paw print in your heart, and just another heart with no sparkle on it this time, and a scrap of the paper. So that has to go in the mail. Have to see if I have enough stamps. I might be making a couple trips to the post office in the next week or 2. Yeah, I'm a little scared still in this area, but anyway. So the next card, of course, I went cats. So here we go. And I used the I used Basic Gray for my card base, and it's a vertical card. I used Smoky Slate, I think it's the Smoky Slate Gingham from the Designer Series paper. Neutrals. And I forget I have that paper, and I wanted to use it. And then I did use the polka dot tulle Whisper White ribbon, which has a little sparkle to it, just to make it look like the cat's not sitting in thin air and the dish is on something. And I stamped these are from the 9 Live stamp set. Again, the stamp set is retiring. The punch that goes with it is not. The cat is in Smoky Slate, light and dark. Also a little bit of dark So Saffron mixed in. I don't know if you can see that or not. Maybe a little bit. Just a little bit around where the spots are. And then Flirty Flamingo in the ears and a little touch on the nose. I stamped the meow 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 with Memento Tuxedo Black. These are also out of the new Tasteful Labels dies, these two. The Sentiment is out of here. A Friend Like You comes around once in 9 lives, and that's stamped in Bermuda Bay, which is what this paper is, and this color on the yarn is. The heart is colored in Flirty Flamingo. And the bowl has a little bit of that crystal shimmery effects on it as well. I fussy cut the mouse, the yarn, and the bowl out. And the cat was punched out. And then I stamped the hearts. There's these little trio of hearts in here. And I stamped them out a couple times here. I should have put the fish. There's a little fish here. I should have stuck that in the bowl. Anyway, so that's what I did on the outside of that one. And inside I just put You're the Cat's Meow, stamped in Bermuda Bay, and it's Bermuda Bay paper and Whisper White. So that is it for the second card. So those are based on real animals, but the last card I went a little different. I thought, well, a magical animal. So I used this big unicorn. And for that, I of course had to bring in the Sparkle Glimmer paper, which is retiring, which I love. I wish they wouldn't retire that, but they are. Anyway, I wanted to make the unicorn sparkly, right? And I don't know if she still is, but a year or two ago, my youngest granddaughter was into rainbow unicorns. And I had made a card before using this, but this time I wanted to use this unicorn. So what I did is I stamped on the Sparkle Glimmer paper with Stays On, and I put it in my Stamparatus to do that, to make sure I had to do it a couple times to make sure the ink went into the sparkle paper. And then instead of using stamp pads, I use these 3 Stampin' Right markers: Melon Mambo, Pacific Point, and Gorgeous Grape. And I colored in the mane and the tail in those 3 colors. I think I left the unicorn's horn alone. And then I mostly used, for the hoofs, I used the Gorgeous Grape. And then the coloring throughout, I used the Melon Mambo. But this is on a thick Whisper White card base, but with one of the new in colors called Magenta Madness, which I'll bring. I thought it was the perfect color for this, actually. There, Magenta Madness, nice bright pink. I used the new Magenta Madness 2020 to 2022 in color ribbon. So these 2 things and the little dots, the in color enamel dots, they won't be available till June 3rd unless you're a demonstrator or want to be one. And then this time I did use the Starburst punch and punched a circle with that. And then I used Whisper White, and what I did here, I don't have the inks yet. We couldn't get the ink, so I used Melon Mambo, but I put it in the Stamparatus again. I stamped it in Melon Mambo, and then I stamped over it with Versamark, and I used clear embossing powder. I think I already put away. I had the ones with the sparkles in it, shimmery. I think it's shimmery white though, so I wanted clear. Anyway, I put that on, so it's a little darker, but it's okay. And then I did use 5 of the enamel dots on here. So I think that came out kind of cute. And then inside, what I did with this is I took the stamp here, put it on a block, and then instead of stamping again, I colored it with these 3 markers, which was kind of hard because it's a red cling stamp and it was hard telling where the colors went, but it's okay. And I thought, well, how am I going to get it to sparkle? So I stamped it, and then I just took Wink of Stella and went over it, and it kind of blended the colors a little bit, but it also gave it just a hint of sparkle, glimmer. And I again backed the Whisper White onto the Magenta Madness. So those are my 3 animal cards this time. I had trouble getting started, but kind of started out of necessity. So I just made all of these this morning, so I apologize if I'm a little later than I normally would be, but I don't like having to make this kind, but it turned out it motivated me, unfortunately, to get my button gear and do something. And I actually have somebody in mind for this one. This one I don't really. Maybe one of my granddaughters, but then I better make 2. One in another color for the other one. So yeah, that's it for my share this morning for the monthly card collab. So be sure to check everyone else out down below and see what wonderful cards they've created. I've only had a chance to watch one, and that's only because she's in, I think, Australia, and posted sort of in the middle of my night. So yeah, and that was Candy. Hi, Candy. So please check them out, and I'll talk to you the next time. I'll be back later today, actually, with something. I'll talk to you soon. Hugs, love, and peace.